Hey guys, what's up? Producer engineer Alex Scott here with Consordini.com, coming at you with another super cool studio gear review. Today we are taking a look at the Warm Audio WA76 limiting amplifier. This is one of my favorite compressors of all time, kind of repackaged and brought back to life by the great guys over at Warm Audio. I have had one in my studio for the last year or so, and I use it pretty much every single day. I use it on all kinds of stuff. Now, if you're not familiar with this unit, the WA76 is basically a part-for-part recreation or clone of one of the most classic circuits in audio history, the Bill Putnam designed Universal Audio 1176. Now, this thing has been used on pretty much every record you've ever heard. It was originally invented by Bill Putnam, in the late 60s, early 70s, as a replacement and kind of better alternative to some of the older tube gear. The tube gear was great, sounded amazing, but had certain technical limitations, and tubes require a lot of power, they get really hot, they fail, and solid state electronics were a lot more reliable and convenient at the time. So Bill Putnam took some of these classic tube designs and updated them with what we call a FET, or field effect transistor. It's basically a little circuit or chip kind of that is what actually does the compression in the circuit, and that's replacing some of those older tube designs that used tubes for that role. So ran a lot cooler, took up less space, used less power, all good things. And in designing it, Bill Putnam created just an amazing piece of gear that Universal Audio as a company, as well as many other builders over the years, have paid homage to. And this Warm Audio WA76 is one of those homages, and oh man, did they do an amazing job. It sounds fabulous on everything from vocals, guitar, bass, drums, synths, pretty much anything out there. If you need to compress it, the 1176 is one of your go-tos. So let's go ahead and move the camera down and take a listen to some audio examples. Okay guys, so here we have our beautiful Warm Audio WA76. It is this one here. I like it so much that I bought two, but we're just going to be focusing on this first unit here. The first thing I will mention is that mine is modified so that I can link them as a stereo pair, but we're just going to be listening to one unit in mono. And the first thing I'm going to go ahead and play for you guys is a quick drum track. So here are the drums dry. Okay, so it's kind of a gospel tune. The drums are pretty up-tempo and rockin'. So let's go ahead and kick in the 1176. So you can immediately start to hear it do its thing. Now we have a very fast attack and very fast release, and we're on 4-to-1 compression. Okay, so you control where your signal is hitting the threshold using your input and output. So we can bring the output way down and then drive the input harder and get more gain reduction. And that starts to sound obviously pretty hardcore. So if you just want to do very light compression, something like that. Let's bypass it. That's not too extreme. It's really just filling things out a little bit. Now, you can also slow down the release, and it gets a little bit more transparent because it's not letting go of the signal quite as quickly. But especially on drums, I do like to keep my release pretty fast. Then if you slow down your attack a little bit, you can get even more pumping. Okay. Again, there's without, and back in. So obviously it's bringing a lot of gain to the party, a lot of punch, a lot of thwack. It's just fabulous. Now, of course, we do have different compression ratios. Generally, 4 and 8 would be considered compression, and then 12 and 20 would be considered limiting. So if we switch it up to 20, you can hear the compression's a little bit more aggressive. Now, the other thing that I absolutely love about these is that they have recreated the original unit all the way down to the fact that we can use the legendary all buttons in mode. And this is where things just get crazy. You know, we can go like a faster attack, super fast release, bring the output down here. Absolutely crank the input. And just pin the needle down at almost 10, 20 dB of gain reduction. Now obviously that's an incredibly extreme setting. You wouldn't necessarily use that unless you were really looking for a totally crushed kind of a drum sound. You know, I would definitely use it much more somewhere around here, you know, 4 to 1, maybe 8 to 1, something like that. Okay guys, now the second thing that I want to show you guys on the 1176, or the WA76 rather, is running a vocal through it, because that is really one of the most kind of industry standard things to do with an 1176. They're real popular on vocals. So here we have a dry vocal from the same session.
7 billion people, we've got to find a way to treat each other equal each and every day.
Okay, so now let's kick in the compressor. We're driving the input a little bit harder. Output's right at noon. And then kind of a medium release, medium fast attack. And a 4 to 1 ratio.
7 billion travelers on the road.
Now you can immediately hear it to start controlling that vocal.
To treat each other equal each and every day. Do unto others with honesty.
And the harder you push the unit, you can start to get a little bit of that nice transformer saturation.
We're 7 billion people, 7 billion souls.
And the faster you get that attack, you can hear, listen to the S's.
7 billion people, we've got to find a way.
And the T's.
To treat each other equal each and every day.
Slow attack is going to let those through.
Do unto others with honesty.
But you see, when you speed that attack all the way up,
honor your mothers, you got to find some faith.
It really starts grabbing really nicely. This is usually where I do my vocals, is kind of a medium release to taste, but then usually a pretty fast attack to grab those T's and B's and some of those more plosive consonants.
Do unto others with honesty.
And of course we can limit even harder.
Honor your mothers, you got to find some faith. We're 7 billion people.
You know, for more of a rock vocal
7
type
billion
sound.
souls, 7 billion travelers on the road.
Okay guys, so there you have it. The Warm Audio WA76. Thing sounds absolutely fabulous. Like I said, I use it on pretty much any source of my mix, but it's particularly great at vocals, especially when you use a faster attack and kind of a medium ratio, maybe an 8 to 1 or 12 to 1, and then get it set so that only the peaks of the vocals are catching, because it's such a fast compressor and it can react so quickly to transients. It's great at taming vocal peaks, both during mixdown as well as during capturing a live performance. A lot of times if I'm recording a vocalist, you know, kind of classic studio trick, run them into your preamp, say a 1073 or whatever, and then immediately follow that up with an 1176 just to catch, you know, if they suddenly go a little bit, you know, belt a little too hard or something, the 1176 will just clamp down on that and keep a nice clean signal for you when you're tracking. I also use it on lead guitars, especially with that all buttons in mode. Sounds fabulous on lead guitar. I use it to crush drum loops. I use it on bass, especially for like picked bass or aggressive rock bass with a lot of attack. It's just, I mean, there's a reason the 1176 is such a legendary circuit, and that's because it really does work beautifully on dang near anything. So again, my name is Alex Scott with Consordini.com. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the channel. We really, really appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. What do you guys think about the 1176 design in general, or specifically this Warm Audio unit? I really think the guys at Warm Audio did an amazing job here paying homage to this classic circuit. What do you guys think? Have you used one? Do you own one? Do you want to own one? Do you not want to own one? We'd love for you guys to join the conversation. So thanks again so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.
To treat each other equal each and every day. Do unto others with honesty and grace. Honor your mothers, you got to find some faith. We're 7 billion people, 7 billion souls, 7 billion travelers.